Looking for the perfect gift for someone you love? Perhaps you're in search of something unique to treat yourself. Discover the beauty of uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry. Locally owned and crafted with love, our collection features rings, bracelets, keychains, and pendants made from durable aluminum and paired with natural beads. Enjoy necklaces on sterling silver-plated chains and earrings with sterling silver hooks for a touch of elegance. Each piece is hand-stamped and one of a kind, making it uniquely yours. Plus, we offer custom orders, and we ship nationwide. Find us on Facebook and Instagram today and fall in love with your perfect piece, uniquely created just for you. Uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry in Crossville.
When I started the business, it wasn't meant to be a business. It was something I needed. I have eczema really bad. My girls do, and I needed an unscented soap. And so my daughters taught me how to YouTube. And so I learned how to make soap off of YouTube. And I remember making it in my kitchen. And it was just awesome. I had great
Welcome to What's Up Crossville, your go-to podcast for all the happenings in our quaint Tennessee town. Whether you've been here for generations or have just moved to enjoy our slower, friendlier pace of life, this is the place to connect with the heart and soul of Crossville. Here, we dive deep into the facts, share true stories, and get to know our neighbors a little bit better. Each episode aims to inform, inspire, and entertain, steering clear of the negative noise and controversies often found outside in the world today. This is Melissa Ellis, and I'm here to ask, what's up, Crossville?
Becky Simons. I'm so excited that you're here today.
Thank you.
You run and own Naturally Sassy.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have shopped there for years, maybe not like as often as I'd like to, because I got to put food on the table and I have kids with me all the time. But I do love Naturally Sassy. I have been shopping there for years. In fact, I don't know if you remember this. I asked you before I went on vacation about a honeysuckle. And
yes.
And I just remembered that. So we'll talk about that after the podcast.
You'll be very excited what I did last night then.
Oh, awesome. I'm already excited. But I would like for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business, Naturally Sassy.
Well, my name is Becky Simons, and I do own Naturally Sassy Soaps. I've been making soaps for over 8 years now. And so I offer a wide variety of things, from soaps to lotions to sugar scrubs, candles, perfumes, any laundry soaps, pretty much anything that anybody has asked for, I do my best. When I started the business, it wasn't meant to be a business. It was something I needed. I have eczema really bad. My girls do, and I needed an unscented soap. And so my daughters taught me how to YouTube. And so I learned how to make soap off of YouTube. And I remember making it in my kitchen. And it was just awesome. I had a great time. We made oatmeal and honey soap. And then I made my husband a mechanic soap. And then a shampoo bar. I loved it. So, of course, when you're learning how to make things, you have tons of it. So I gave it away, which was the most odd thing, because you're giving people soap. And they're like, do I stink? Why are you giving me soap?
Hey, I think that's a great Christmas gift. Yeah, I wouldn't put anything past. My husband learned how to roast coffee during 2020.
Oh, wow.
Because he wanted to, and we were bored. And now it's, he sells it a little bit. Like you say, you roast so much, you're like, I got to do something.
I got to do something with it.
But that first Christmas, guess what everybody got from us? Bags of coffee.
My husband had owned a business, and that is exactly what I did for their Christmas gifts. They all got soaps and stuff, and everyone's like, really? So, but yeah, we enjoy it. We have fun. Everything we make is either because we needed it or because a customer asked for it or needed it or came to me and said, hey, look, I got this problem. I got, this is going on. What can I do for it? And I'm like, I'm not a doctor, but let's see if we can Google.
Right.
And so, man, a lot of Googling and a lot of searching and a lot of talking to people on different forums and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, that'll work. Okay, let's give it a try. And so learning how to do these things, learning how to make lotion, I was like, you can't make lotion, can you? Apparently you can, because I learned.
And I'm so glad, because I love your lotions. I do.
Well, those lotions, and I always tell everybody this, they're formulated. They're things for me. And that's what I feel sometimes bad about. It was because my skin is what it needs. And so those oils, the shea butter, the avocado oil, and the sweet almond, that is what is great for people with eczema or dry skin. So I made lotion for years without selling it. It was just something for me. And of course, everybody wanted a fragrance or essential oil. And that's how I've got over 35 different fragrances and essential oils.
I think business owners do, this is my opinion, obviously, opinions are like elbows, but I feel like business owners do so much better with their business when they have a passion and a reason behind it. Because you're going into it like, I needed this. This is what my body needed. This is what my family needed. And you kind of sit back and, of course, you were overstocked. You had to sell it. You had to get it out of your house. But at the same time, you have to step back and say, I can't be the only person in the world that needs this. Mm-hmm. And it may not be the majority of the world that needs this, but I'm going to feel this need.
Right.
And you do. I don't have any sensitivities, but the scents are what I'm either going to buy from you or Bath and Body Works or Buff City. Mm-hmm. And you're here in Crossville. And you're just as good, if not better, I think, than Buff City and Bath and Body Works. And I know Bath and Body Works isn't natural.
No, definitely not.
And I don't know. I don't know if Buff City is.
I'm sure that some of the stuff that they do is. And you wouldn't believe it, but I've never been to a Buff City. People had to tell me about them. They're like, oh, you like a Buff City? And I'm like, I am. I don't know what Buff City is. I had to Google it.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I went to Buff City for the first time in Memphis years ago. My husband traveled a lot, and we went to Memphis. And that used to be my gift when he'd come home. I bought you some Buff City. Mm-hmm. And he knew I liked magnolia, like the very southern smells in the summer, like honeysuckle and magnolia. And then in the winters and the falls, because I just kind of put them together, it's very pumpkin.
Yeah,
a lot of pumpkin.
Vanilla.
Pumpkins and vanillas and stuff like that. So he would go to Buff City and get me that stuff. So that's when they built one in Cookeville. I was super excited, but I was a little not excited because you were already here, and you were here before Buff City opened in Cookeville. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so I even remember I was like, well, I kind of like Buff City, but I'm already kind of happy with these people here. And that was back when you guys were behind.
Oh, on Rector.
On Rector, yes. Mm-hmm. So how long have you guys been in business?
8 years.
8 years. Holy moly.
8 years. I know, it's like forever. It seems like, and we started off of Woodlawn, and that was a year there, and it was not real great place to start. So we moved over to Rector.
Right.
And we've been there for 6 years, or had been there for 6 years, and it was home. It was where, if you ever come into my store, you will know this. I'm Gigi, and I have 4 grandkids, and they are always there.
Yes, they are.
This is a family-owned and family-run business. I'm telling you, you will see my grandkids, and all 4 of my grandkids were born during that time there.
Oh, my gosh.
So I was so nervous about moving because it was home.
Right.
But we have grown, and we needed a bigger space, and so we finally moved over to West Avenue off of over by the old Jan Wine and Liquor store. So we took that space, and that is just awesome. It's huge.
It's massive.
It is.
Like, I remember shopping over on Rector, and I'm a hippie woman, but I never felt like I was really, I'm not saying it was close, but I always brought my kids, which means everything felt close because they were all around me.
Right. It was like a little house.
This last time I went to visit you guys before I went on vacation, I picked up something that smelled very, it was like very, I say, Hawaiian fruity feeling for the beach. And I brought my 6'4" son with me. And so, I mean, it wasn't like a little kid like making me feel hippier, but it was a kid that kind of hovers unintentionally. And there was so much space. I did not feel claustrophobic. Or, I mean, I never really felt that way at Rector either, unless I had my 5-year-old that was like all up on me. But it's so spacey.
It is.
And it's brighter. It's just, it's a newer building.
Perfect
the lighting there is so great. I mean, before it looked kind of like, I want to say, it felt like kind of like a clean little craft shop.
Yep.
And now it's like, it's all white and it looks very clean, like just very bright.
Right. And yes, we love it. And of course, you know, if you've ever been to Rector, you know that I have plants. I love my plants.
Yes.
And so this place still has the nice windows so that my plants hopefully will love it there. But yes, it's so much more open. And at Rector, we outgrew that place within probably a year. So this place is so much bigger. We're going to be able to stay a lot longer, if not forever.
That's awesome.
And we can always add in. There's plenty of space to add more stuff. And the one thing I love, and it's probably because, like we talked about, it's your passion. And my passion is to make. I love making stuff. So at the new shop, we have where you're going to be able to watch me make stuff. It has like an old fudge shop where you get to watch them make fudge or stuff or candies. Well, this is the same idea. You're going to be able to watch us make stuff.
Oh, that's neat.
And hopefully maybe sooner than later, we will start doing classes.
Oh, that's what I was hoping.
Yes, we're going to start small. But maybe doing some candle making and some bath bombs and things like that, and then getting into the soaps and stuff. But yes, we're going to be able to do all that, and we're excited. And it's scary. It's like a new chapter in our life, and that's what my daughters and I were talking about. It's a new chapter.
Yeah.
It's not an end. It's just a new chapter.
Yeah.
And we're excited about it. And there's so many more possibilities. And with the space now, we're going to be able to add more things.
Yeah.
We didn't know how many people had sensitivities or allergic to like coconut.
Oh.
And as a soap maker, coconut oil is a staple. It has lots of good properties, but it is also a nut, so people do have an allergy to it.
Okay.
And so we started making a Castile soap, which is 100% olive oil soap. And I did not have the room at Rector to have a full line. I could only do 1 or 2 soaps on it. So here at the new shop, we're going to be able to expand that line. The men's stuff, we're going to be able to offer more scents and more products for gentlemen too, so that they're not left out. As my husband always says, you can't forget the guys. So, and then we're going to have some new things that are going to be brought up, things that we're going to make. We're going to make a new type of soap, so that'll be exciting. We haven't got it done yet, so as soon as we get some stuff to put on the shelf, we will announce our new soap line. So that'll be fun. And like as always, customers coming in and asking for things. So if you have anything that you're needing or looking for or wanting, come by the shop, talk to me, talk to us. We would love to hear it. We love to hear suggestions and ideas.
Awesome. I know I asked about the honeysuckle earlier, and I guess your girls don't like honeysuckle.
No,
but you
don't.
do.
I do. I do. I love honeysuckle. And so when we started, my girls, they like to give their input. So it's like, hey, this is the scent. I really want to make this in a soap. And they're like, no, Mom, no honeysuckle. I was like, well, okay, can I do it for a soap of the month? And so I started doing it in March. Okay. And I'd make 36 soaps. And the first time I made it, they were pre-sold out.
They fly off the shelf.
Yes. So they still wouldn't let me make it any other time except for March when it was my birthday. And so now I make something like almost 400 soaps a year.
Awesome.
In March. And you weren't the only one who was asking for it in a lotion and a sugar scrub. So that's what we started.
Okay.
Yep,
Oh, I'm so excited.
Last night we packaged the first batch of honeysuckle lotion.
I'm so excited. I mean, I wish you could see my face. I know it's like I'm absolutely thrilled. I come from in college. I wore the Bath and Body Works honeysuckle.
Mm-hmm.
It was not wild honeysuckle. It was the honeysuckle. It looked like it was a little pink and everything. And I was told continuously, "You smell like soap," which I took that as a compliment because I didn't smell like. I say perfume smells kind of alcohol, but there is an alcohol smell to it to me, and that's my opinion. You know, I have one perfume that I wear, and it's a very light one of those spray. You walk through it, and that's going to hold me off for the day, so I don't smell like alcohol. But everyone told me how clean I smelled, and I loved that. And then they discontinued it, and then they brought in wild honeysuckle, which was not as good. I will tell you, it's not as good. And then they've discontinued that. And so I'm willing to bet the honeysuckle is so popular for you guys because I don't know anybody else who does it.
Right.
And right now I'm so excited, even though we just stepped into summer. We've got a few more months left. And even though part of me is like, I can't wait till fall. I'm a fall girl. Fall will kill me. I mean, I'm just like, I've got to find my pumpkin. I got to find pumpkin spice, a bunch of candles. But I'm not quite ready for pumpkin yet.
Right.
And I would love to have some honeysuckle.
Well, we've got it. You know, in the very beginning, I used to get my feelings hurt if somebody would come in and didn't like a scent or something. And then I finally realized that it's okay. Not everybody's going to like every single scent.
No.
But I'm going to find somebody that does. And me and you, we like the honeysuckle.
Yeah,
whether
like
my
honeysuckle.
girls do or don't, that's okay.
Right.
But somebody will. And when I see somebody who gets so excited about that, or another one that was always discontinued was that black raspberry vanilla.
Yes, I do remember that.
And so that is one of my most popular, is because it had been discontinued everywhere, and we love it. We sell it all the time.
Yeah, I understand the whole it does hurt my feelings when I wear something. My big thing, again, when I was going to Bath and Body a lot, which I don't wear Bath and Body hardly at all anymore, was the warm vanilla sugar. And I loved it. My husband hates vanilla. He has asked me, please don't wait. And it's because apparently in high school, some girl wore vanilla fields all the time. So he can smell vanilla and it just makes him sick. It was just too much. I think you guys told me that when a scent gets discontinued with Bath and Body, you guys get access to it, or did I make that up, or did I dream that?
Some of times it is, and it's kind of like anything else. If you remember, like medicine, how the first 2 years or something, it's proprietary knowledge and stuff. But where now we can order what we call dupes. It smells a lot the same, but it may not be exactly the same. And so, we're kind of like Buff City. They're famous for their narcissist.
Yes.
That is a popular scent that I've never even had heard of. But yes, it's something that I can order from my distributors.
I use your narcissist oil on my little dryer ball.
Balls, yes.
Yes, and I shove that sucker in on the dryer, and I'm like, oh, it smells so good.
And the cool thing about it is that for me is, I do offer the ounce of fragrance. That way you can scent your laundry balls weight however heavy or light you want it.
I like that because I use a lot.
And there's some people that do. It's like, oh, wow, okay, and that's fine.
Well, I think I feel like I have to overpower the smell of little boys. It's they stink. They just do. Kids are gross. And I want their clothes to at least smell a little bit. By the end of the day, they usually smell like the outdoors. But if I have extra umph of narcissists,
yes,
it smells great.
At least they go to school and the teacher can say, oh, well, they smelled good this morning when they came in.
Right. I'm not getting a call from DCS saying, do you bathe your children? I try, but they're just gross. Can you explain the benefits of using natural body care products over the conventional ones? I have no allergies other than seafood. and I'm not washing myself with a fish, so we're
Right.
good. Like I think we were discussing in the lobby before we started, just even people that aren't allergic or have any allergies, there is some benefit to there's benefit to using more natural products. Like my husband, he's on a hang up about plastics in water right now. Even though the more he's reading, he's learning that we all have plastic in our bodies now. So we're all going to die of plastic in our body. But I was just curious, what is the benefit, even if you have no allergies?
In today's society, everything that we do and touch and eat and stuff is full of chemicals. And the more that we can get that out of our system, the better that we're going to be, whether it is for our children and whether that is helping relieve ADHD or sensitivities like eczema or anything like that. So having less chemicals and going back to the way it was 50 years ago, 75 years ago, where it's more natural. Things are done with care and love and passion and not by a big old machine and trying to cut costs. Sometimes, yes, it's more expensive to go through the natural way, but it's better for you. For us, because we have the eczema, we have to have things that are more natural and so that we're not so dry and itchy. If you've ever experienced it, you know it. I mean, just being able to close your hands or to move without it hurting or pulling, itching and scratching all the time, and everyone thinks you got fleas or something. It's so embarrassing, but it is the way. And there's different levels of natural. And I said this earlier.
Yeah.
Everybody has a journey, and everyone is not at the same place. And for me, I offer products for every point in that journey. Whether you are a full naturalist and you don't even want fragrance or you don't want even essential oils, it is unscented. And most of my stuff is vegan, so it is plant-based oils, especially for my soaps and my lotions, all plant-based. And I do my best to find distributors and retailers that I can get all these products from, where I know where they come from, who are growing them, where it's coming from, and making sure that they're, natural and not full of chemicals or additives. So I have the actual naturalists who don't want anything in it, no color, no scent, no fragrance of anything. And then I have the people who's like, oh, I gotta have some essential oils. And so I have a whole line of soaps and stuff, especially my facial care. All that is done with essential oils. But then I have the people who don't even know what I'm talking about, and they come in and they want something that just smells good.
That's me.
Yep. And that is fine. That is fine. That is what I'm here for. So yes, you're going to find where I have fragrance oils, and they're going to be nicely colored. And it is to get people to start their journey, because it's still less chemicals than what you find in the store. It is natural, as natural as they want it. And I'm hoping that maybe in 6 months when they come back, that they'll try. Especially, I love my lavender and spearmint soap. I love that scent. And I'm hoping that they'll try it next, go from a fragrance to essential oil. And so everybody has a journey, and everyone's at a different place.
You and Melena were actually talking about it. We record these podcasts at the Palace Theater. So when I say Melena, we're talking about Melena Fisher. You guys were talking about deodorants. Mm-hmm. And one of the few times I've actually considered trying to be natural has been with deodorant, because of all the studies and, showing that it can cause breast cancer, the aluminum and all this other, it's just not good for us. And I get that. I've tried other natural deodorants and end up stinking within hours. And you guys were talking about that. And I mean, I've been battling this for years, talking to my sisters. I'm like, I just can't do it. Mm-hmm. It stinks. I'm going to have to go back to Dove. I'm going to have to go back to Degree. Mm-hmm. And you were saying that it takes a while for it to come. Explain that.
Okay. Going natural is a process. It is a journey. When you do that, you have to detox. And if you Google it, there's going to tell you a whole bunch of different ways to detox. For me, I'm just real simple. And you're going to have to shave. And if you can shave, great. Shave every day. Or wax. And waxing. And all that's going to do is open your pores. It's going to let all those toxins, that deodorant and antiperspirants, clog all that stuff up so that you don't sweat and you don't smell. Well, you need to open all that up and let all that toxins out. And so, yes, it is going to take a week, maybe 2. If you're really bad, maybe 3. But sometimes, guys, and I always tell everyone, if you're really serious on doing it, try it in the fall. Start in the fall, in the winter, where you're not going to be out here in this 90-degree weather sweating.
Okay, see, I was actually thinking, it's like, I'll do it in the summer when everybody stinks. But no, that probably makes more sense. Don't add to it.
Don't add to it. And, when I first started making deodorants, you have the basic recipe that you can find anywhere. And I used that. And I found out that, man, I am sensitive to baking soda. Did not understand that, but I was sensitive. So I walked around where I couldn't put my arms down for like 2 weeks because I had a rash.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. So I went and did more research, and I took out the baking soda, or I added in like all different other things that was natural, like arrowroot and de-earth and magnesium, things that will help without clogging your pores. So I made that one, and it worked great in the winter. And then when summer came, I'm like, oh, that's not working right. So we went back and we added some other things, and tea tree was one of them. And now I've been making this formula for 5 years now. So it's worked. I make it for lots of different people. I even make it for different companies. It is popular, but it's a process, and not everybody, again, is at that journey of all natural, but it's a great place to start.
I mean, I'm probably going to have to try being natural again with my deodorant now that I know that. And I shave regularly anyway. I think like you said, it takes about a week, 2 weeks.
Yes, it does.
I usually gave up within 3 days. I'm like, I can't leave my home.
Well, you can always, and I always tell everybody this too, if you're working, keep a tube at your work.
Okay.
Reapply, go to the bathroom, reapply, and it's usually just midday is what I had to do.
Yeah.
And luckily I worked at the soap shop, so I always had one there. It was easy. But, that's the best way.
And I think my sister is even doing natural deodorant now, and she was like, yeah, I love it. And I'm thinking, I stink. I stink worse than I did before.
And there's like I said, if you Google it, it'll tell you different ways. Like I know that people talk about apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Is applying apple cider vinegar. And no, you will not smell like that, so don't worry. But there's things that you can do. But I was more of I'm more natural. Let's just do this
right.
Cold turkey. Let's just get it done and over.
Yeah. I never thought about using apple cider vinegar. Mm-hmm. This is, I feel like I'm learning so much. We've talked about your new location, which is amazing. It's out front for everyone to see. You can't miss it. It's massively big for you guys. You guys have space. It's bright, but you guys also do you guys work as vendors. You guys go to shows. You do a bunch of festivals.
Yes.
How does that benefit you guys a lot? You guys stay pretty busy with that.
Oh, we do. My husband and I, we love to travel, but vending was the first place that we started.
Oh.
The very first time I ever sold my soap was at the 127 sale.
Okay.
And you
got to start somewhere.
You got to start. And the thing about it was I had never been to 127. I had never even shopped 127 before.
It can be a nightmare.
It was. I always avoided it.
Yes.
I never went on 127. I always, if I had to go someplace in town, it was the back ways. That's how I learned the back ways, because I was not going to go in that traffic.
That's Crossville in its truest form in August. We're like, no, you're not doing this.
Right. So that was the first place. And I still vend. I still vend with the same people that I did back 8 years ago.
You still do the 127?
Yes. It's the most fun. I have fun there. It's like camping. I enjoy it. I get
Yeah.
out. And for me, I like to people watch. So I get to people watch. When you vend, and I vend everywhere. I go from Florida through Virginia, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky. We like to travel. So
Yeah.
we go and we meet all kinds of people. We meet new customers. For us, it's just like being at home. We enjoy it. My thing was, and why I still vend, is because it gives a wide variety of customers. And my website was one of the first things that we started. Was I was so determined that when I went to a vending place, whether it was a festival or a craft show, I could never buy lotions or soaps there. They were always so full of scent, and you could very rarely find anything that was unscented. So I wanted to make sure that when I sold my stuff, whether it was here in town or whether it was in Florida, that somebody could buy it again. If
Right.
it worked for them, if it was what they needed, if it helped them, I wanted them to be able to get it again. So we made sure that our website was up and running and available to people. When I travel, I get to bring things that people don't normally get, whether that's unscented or men's stuff or shampoo bars. People,
I tried my first, okay, I don't mean to interrupt, but I tried my first shampoo bar on vacation. And for some, I don't know if it's a thing. Maybe it's just something I've noticed because I do have a lot of sensory issues. My hair feels really gross when I go to the beach. If I use the same shampoos that I always do, it's just, there's something really kind of, I want to say gummy feeling about my hair. I don't know how to explain it. My husband had a shampoo bar. He goes, try this. He even had a conditioner bar. And I tried it, and my hair felt incredible. I really thought, it's like, this is going to be garbage. My hair is going to be tangly. It's going to be horrible. It felt incredible. And I don't know where we packed it. We have come home, and I'm like, I can't find the bar.
well, you can come and see me.
I'm going to have to buy a bar from you guys now.
Yeah. So yeah, these things are harder. Some of them are harder to find, especially the conditioner bars. We want to just be able to show people what can be done and that they can get it again. So yes, we travel and we go to different areas. We just got done doing Bonnaroo.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about Bonnaroo because we'd had a short little discussion about it before I went on vacation when I wanted to get the honeysuckle, and you had quite an experience. This was your first time at Bonnaroo, wasn't it?
First time. Let alone I'd never been there to enjoy the music or anything else. So all of a sudden, being 50 years old and going to Bonnaroo, and I thought, oh, I'm going to be the oldest person there. This is crazy.
You weren't, were you?
Oh, no, honey. I was not.
And we are not going to trash anybody at Bonnaroo that went, because if I was younger and I had the energy, I would love to go.
Yes, and Bonnaroo was so much fun.
I bet it was fun, but I bet it was really stinky.
Yes, it was. It was very stinky. But it was so funny is because everyone would come in. They're like, oh, wow, we could smell your booth like 2 doors, 4 doors down. And it was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'd apologize. And they're like, no, it smelled really good.
And
Thank
you're like,
you.
I could smell some other people about 2 or 4 doors down.
Yeah, it was funny. But, we met some of the best people. It was so fun. The other vendors were great and so kind. And then the customers, and there was a wide variety of them, from really old, people in their 70s, all the way down to infants. And we couldn't believe how many different types and different walks of life that were there. People who were like very prim and proper, like almost like wearing suits. And I don't know how anyone would do that in the 90
Bonnaroo
degrees.
has like a whole, and I'm not going to say that prim and proper people can't listen to different kinds of music either, but like Bonnaroo has such an eclectic lineup.
Yes.
So you never know who you're going to see there, who wants to be there. And again, people are eclectic. I mean, you don't know if Country Joe may like some heavy metal once in a while or rap.
What was cool is where we were at, you could see and hear like 4 different stages. So we were able to, and sometimes they played at the same time, but a lot of times you were able to really pick it out. And one stage would have country, and one had this techno stuff. And then one night we walked out the booth, and I'm looking at this screen that had because I couldn't actually see, but I could see the screen. And it had these characters on there that were walking around, and all of a sudden I look, and the guy gets his head cut off. Yep.
What?
Yep. It is, and he's spraying blood and blue stuff all over the whole crowd. And I guess I had to look it up. I didn't know what it was going on. It's called Gwar or Gwar. And it's a band.
Oh,
and it's
Gwar.
Yes. It's 30 years old.
Yes.
I'm like, are you serious?
I was never a Gwar fan, but I tell you what, I do remember they were in a movie called Empire Records. This guy gets high off of brownies, and he's imagining him playing with them. And that is my experience with Gwar. So I can't imagine.
See, thank you for pronouncing it. I did not know.
Cannot imagine that being your opening introduction to Gwar.
Yes. So I had to run and get my husband because he was inside the booth manning it. I'm like, you got to come and take a look at this. Come and take a look at this. So we sat outside and we watched it.
And you can't make that stuff up.
You can't.
Like, they do that.
And then what was funny was later that night, this couple my age comes to me and they're like, we need soap. And I look at them. They're blue.
Oh,
they're
no.
red. And they're like, yep. We were able to be in the front row, and this stuff's not going to come off.
Oh,
you
my
got
gosh.
soap. So I
You're
sold
like,
them.
I have soap.
I have soap. So I sold them a whole bunch of soap to be able to get all that stuff off. They were so excited. And
Oh,
I'm
my
like, yeah, we follow them. We have to go around and see them all the time. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, not my they're not my cup of tea, but
Right.
they're very interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. Are you going to go back to Bonnaroo next year, you think?
I don't know.
Because it sounds like it was really exhausting.
It was exhausting.
And you're in the heat all day.
Yes, it was so hot, and the heat index was way over 110.
Yes.
We were just exhausted. And again, at our age, and vending from, let's see here, we had to vend from 9 o'clock in the morning to 2 a.m.
Ew.
We're a little on the older side to be doing that.
Yes.
But we had a blast, and it was one of those things that you have as a bucket list.
Yep. It's an
And
experience.
It is.
You've
an
had
experience.
it now.
I even got the T-shirt.
She even got the T-shirt.
In the world of small business, every day feels like a whirlwind. Owners are constantly balancing tasks, struggling to find time for what matters most. But in this busy season, relief arrives. Introducing the Autumn Agency's Small Business Division. Imagine a team that not only designs websites and masters SEO, but also provides essential business tools and strategies. With the Autumn Agency, owners gain access to expert business consultants who offer personalized strategies and tools to optimize operations. From marketing plans to financial insights, our consultants empower you to make informed decisions that drive growth. Digital marketing, social media, branding, e-commerce, every aspect of your business is perfected. Visit us today at theautumnagency.co and let us be your autumn.
Say, you guys get to travel when you do vendor work. And, that's kind of how my husband and I, that's usually how we get to travel. We call them playcations. We're both musicians. And if we book somewhere, we get to pack up the kids, pack ourselves up, and we do our gig. And then it's a vacation wherever we're at, playcations.
Yeah.
So, and I get that, you kind of leverage your occupation for something that you want to do. And I love to travel too. There's so much of the United States that I haven't even seen yet.
Right. And there's so many people in so many different walks of life being able to experience that.
And you find out that they're not that different from you.
Right.
Even when they live, in Timbuktu, they're maybe they're Yankees,
Right.
Maybe
Exactly.
they vote differently from you, but in the end you find like some kind of common ground and you can build on that. And that's really interesting. And I like it when people kind of come at it with like more of an open mind, like we're all humans, we're all different.
We'll give it a try once.
Yeah. And unless you're a complete jerk, we might get along somewhere.
And that's the thing about it is, even in my line of work, we were talking about it earlier, there is a ton of soapers, okay?
Yeah.
If I go to a show, if I go to a craft fair, I can guarantee you there's going to be 2, 3, 5. I've even had 7 different soapers in there. And when I was teaching my girls how to vend and how to sell things, I always told them, It doesn't matter. You're going to go and you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to say hi. You're going to learn how to talk to what other people may say as your competition. Everybody's human. Everyone needs, to be talked to like they're somebody. And I said, so I go and I talk to other soapers.
Yes.
There is a whole group of us, and we love each other. We talk to each other. We help each other out. We give, ideas. But kind of like you said about with country music or rap or whatever, everybody has a different style.
Yes.
Everybody has a different take on it. You can still get along. You can still be friendly. It's okay.
Absolutely. And I'm kind of like that with, music and, my agency. It's an abundance mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like people look at life as a pie.
Mm-hmm.
And once that pie is running out, there's nothing left for you. And that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone else is going to bring out another pie from the oven for you, So, and that's kind of like how, we got you scheduled on because I do social media. And you use Lauren Hutchins,
Yes.
who has Lauren Hutchins Media, and she services a lot of small businesses in the area. And she reached out to me. She was like, hey, can I get Becky on your show? And I was like, yes. And one of those things of this abundance mindset, Lauren and I kind of got started doing social media at the same time. And she reached out to me. She goes, hey, do you want to do lunch sometime? And we had lunch together. And I guess in a sense, we're competitive. But at the same time, like I told you, I can tell who her clients are because I can see she has a very, I know it's her. I know it's her when she's.
It's her style.
It is. It's her style. And I just know it's Lauren. I'm like, oh, there's Lauren. And I even told her, I was like, hey, when I come back from vacation, let's get you on the podcast and we'll talk social media and stuff. And so, no, I love it that we reach out to other soapers.
We do. And like if I go around and I know, this soaper is at this show and a customer is in my booth and they're looking for something that I don't either have or I don't do, but that other soaper does, you better believe I'm calling, I'm saying, hey, go down 2 rows, or
Yes.
she's over there, or here's her name.
And ultimately, that is customer service.
Right.
That is. I mean, you may not have gotten the actual sale, but they will remember that you were helpful. They will.
And that's the same thing around here, being a small business owner. There is competition, okay? I mean, it is life. But
We have to be competitive to an
Right.
extent.
But it's like a camaraderie, too, because especially when I was on Rector, and people would walk downtown, and they were looking for places to go. Hey, you know what? That's Cahoots up there, or Morning Sage Boutique, or
Yeah.
Fifth Market. Where's a great place to eat lunch? Oh, well, there's Forte's, and there is the Grinder House, and there's this, and there's that. And especially when Abuelo's was in town.
Oh, I miss Abuela's. I'm not going to lie. Now, I enjoy Bracco's Pizza. I do. I like CPG's wings, but I do miss Abuela's.
Or even like the donut shop when the donut
Oh, yes.
shop.
I miss them too.
Yes. And so it's like everybody, because I would say, hey, did you try Morning Sage? She goes, yeah, she sent me down here to you. And, so everybody is helping everybody. And that's the thing about small businesses is that when you need somebody or you need something or you have a problem or need an idea, there's so many people who are willing to help and who are there to help.
And I think it's a good attitude when a small business recommends or refers somebody to another small business because we push and push and push for everyone to shop local.
Yes.
Shop local. Even if it's not at my local, let me send you to somebody else who's local and you can get it there.
Right.
It's still staying in the community.
When we first opened up, and my daughter did all my social media at that time, and she was pushing and learning. Oh, she had never done anything like this. And so she's trying to learn. And it was around Christmas time. And she went and did all her Christmas shopping locally. I know how easy it is to go through Amazon and pick everything out. But no, she found all these places that helped her out or who gave her a shout out for our business. She went, and that's where she did her Christmas shopping. And it is now a family thing that we do our best to do all our shopping locally.
It's payback, hey, thanks for helping me out or shouting me out earlier this year. I'm going to get Christmas gifts from you.
Right. And, even when we had the grand opening, all these smaller small companies, small businesses around here, hey, here's a raffle. Here, give this out as a gift, as a door prize.
Yes.
It has just been awesome just the, being able to help each other. And, we do it for other people. We do it for other small businesses, and to see it turned around and returned.
I think there's often a misconception about how small businesses are with other small businesses. And I know that there are other small restaurant owners that are absolutely not very competitive with each other at all because they realize that they offer different things.
Right.
One that I think of immediately is the Flying Pig.
I was thinking the same thing.
Kelly Shepard, man, he is on the ball with that.
Especially on Sundays. Hey, look, I'm not open. I don't open on Sundays.
Yes.
But here, there's these
Yes.
restaurants. And I just get that is so awesome.
It is fantastic, and I like how that's the first person, and that speaks because you and I thought of the same person. So yeah, Kelly Shepard, he's very, and I like his social media because he always posts memes, and that's my kind of humor.
Yep.
It's like I get that.
And he was. I remember when my kids were in sports through the school, and he always did like our banquet dinners and all that and catered them. And he was always so community orientated.
He is. And he's been one to bring up, and I'm going to bring it up here right now, how every sports season, and my kids played sports, my older two did, you go out, you try to get these banner sales to help support your high school team or whatever. And these businesses do that. And the best way we can keep them capable of doing that is eating at their establishments, buying their products.
Yep.
And, it's local supporting local.
Right.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
And trust me, I mean, I love going to my grandson's award ceremonies and going into the gym and seeing all of those banners. And you better believe it. I am paying attention because I know how difficult sometimes that can be. Okay, yep, here's my check. Here you go. Here's a banner, And so when I'm there, I make sure I pay attention. And, that's where I'm going to be going.
And, these banner sales, I know the ones that I've always had a sale, they were about $200. Those are the small ones.
Right.
Or even like small ads. We're looking at about $200, which is nothing for Walmart.
Right.
Or nothing for CVS or Walgreens, any of those, McDonald's. It's not really a drop for these small businesses. It's sometimes not hard.
Right.
But they see a dent,
It's another ching.
It is.
Yep.
And so there should be some level of appreciation with that because you ask $200 from Walmart if they ever gave it to you.
Right.
They wouldn't even blink. They wouldn't even blink. It would be nothing for them.
Yeah.
I know $200 for a local business downtown, that's part of their overhead.
Right. Right. And and I always try really hard to make sure I save money back for that. And there's some months where you don't have that. And then there's some months, okay, hey, this is a great time.
And you have to pick and choose which ones you're going to, because everybody comes out of the woodwork.
Everybody.
They're like, hey, can you support this school? How about this school? How about this school? For the same ball season.
Right.
There's only one of me.
Right. But, and we do pick and choose. And, like we just helped with the Habitat for Humanity's mother and son dance.
Oh, how wonderful.
So, or date night. But that was really cool. So, picking and choosing.
I like it when locals are supporting our local businesses, and our local businesses are basically supporting our community events, our community sports teams, our community festivals, whatever,
Right.
I would like to know, what has been your proudest moment or biggest success since starting Naturally Sassy?
It's going to sound so corny.
No, corny. Most people are probably going to relate best to corny.
It is when a customer comes back to me who has used my product and comes back and says, oh my gosh, that worked. That helped. That made me feel so much better. Or that helped my son. Or my granddaughter is feeling so much better because of the lotion or the soaps or whatever it is. That is where the joy in my heart, because that is the reason that I do this is
Yeah.
because if you've never had it, it's hard to understand. But I have. And there is so many times where I will slip in somebody's bag at a festival an extra bar of soap because I know that it's going to help. And they might have bought one bar of soap to check it out. In their bag, there goes the second bar because I know it's going to help.
Yeah.
And so when they come back or when they reorder or something, that is one of my proudest moments.
And again, you said that you thought it was going to be corny. I get that. I work with a lot of different people, and one of the people last night texted me and asked me about a certain festival, should they be involved in it? And I was like, well, this is what I know about it, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. My personal opinion is that it will not benefit you, and it'll be a time chewer. It's just emotional drain and energy. And they came back with, this is why we are so happy to have you in our camp. And I was like, this is what I do. This is why I do this. I love this.
Like, we were at a show this past weekend, and there was a vendor, and I think she made earrings, and it was her first show, and her husband was there, and they had all these questions, and my husband and I sat and talked to him. He wanted to know why we did this with our tent, or why we do this, or what should they be looking for. And we sat and talked to him for the whole weekend about things. And he's like, thank you so much. I'm so surprised that you took time out. And I'm like, why? We have the experience. It's not costing us anything. I said, it's a conversation. And we made sure that they had our card and our names and stuff, so that if there are any other questions, that they can call us.
Yes.
It's like, that is what family, this is a family thing. This is, friends and how we make friends. I'm telling you, when I go to a festival now, would be really odd if I didn't know at least 15 different vendors there. And whether they do soaps or not, I mean,
They're
all the
family.
things. Yes. Last year at a show, we had really bad weather at Smithville. We had winds coming in there over 20 miles per hour.
Oh, wow.
Our tents don't hold up to that. So
No.
we're trying to get everything down. And we got our tents down and covered as much as we could. And then we went and helped other people. I remember holding on to a tent as it's lifting, trying to keep things down. And as soon as it was safe enough, running around trying to find our friends and making sure that they were safe. And some of them had to go to the hospital.
Oh, gosh.
And many of them lost their tents. And I remember picking up T-shirts from a friend that I met in Alabama.
Yeah.
And she's there, and she's all alone, and her T-shirts are everywhere and wet and ruined, and picking them up. So this is a family thing. I mean, whether it's at the store or whether it's vending someplace.
You just sound like a very giving business owner.
Well, thank you. We try. We do what we would want done to us. Can you imagine how much further they could go?
Absolutely.
And how much, not only is it going to benefit them, but the people around them, about their children and about the next generation coming up, how much information they can provide.
And just seeing that is a blessing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to have a thank you for this or that. That's a blessing to me. It's like, I did something. I did something worthwhile. It's things that I think go unseen and unheard that make me feel better about my time on earth. Mm-hmm. And
especially with my grandchildren.
Yeah.
It's like being there, and when you go to my shop, you will always see my grandchildren. I always laugh and say that, if the label is crooked, it's because my grandkids, if they want to play on the computer or on their tablet, they have to work that many hours, that much time in something in my shop, whether that's sweeping or whether that is labeling stuff.
fantastic.
But it's being able to spend time with them. That's what I'm so blessed that I'm able to have my own shop where I can bring my grandkids to spring break and summer break. My grandkids are with me. If they're not feeling well that day, or if it's an in-service day, they're with me.
Yes.
And I know that they're safe, and I know that they're happy, and they're learning something, and they get to spend time with Gigi.
Yeah. And in the end, as adults, they're going to look back and say, my family in general did everything they could to really pour into me.
Right.
They spent quality time with me, even if I was at a store all day. Mm-hmm. They didn't, and I know childcare is absolutely important. We were broke for a very long period of time because I chose not to work.
Right.
I don't want to say chose not to work. I worked as a musician, and my daytimes were spent booking and doing marketing with my kids at home.
Right.
And so I was able to do that. And my mom did that. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. So I was always trying to toe that line and still make a living. So, no, I get that. I think it's fabulous when, we get to pour into these kids and you make them work.
Right. It's responsibility.
It is.
They have responsibility, whether that is picking up after themselves or helping at the shop.
Putting on crooked stickers.
Hey, crooked stickers.
That's iPad time.
Yep.
No matter how crooked it is, it's still an iPad.
It is still time, or just being there and greeting customers. They love to do that, and it was one of the things that I have trouble with is I'm like an introvert. I am.
Me too.
It's one of the things I have to work on every day is to put myself out there and to say hi to people and to talk to people. And it's one of those things that I might not have done the best job with my children, but with my grandchildren, I know I can be better.
Yeah.
I've learned better. I'm older now.
We mellow out.
Yes.
We've learned to pick and choose our battles.
Yes, ma'am. And so teaching my grandchildren to talk to people and say, hey, you need to talk to them and you need to greet them and you need to say thank you. And so when you come into the shop, they're right there. They're going to say hi. They're going to say, can we help you?
What advice would you give to someone looking to start their own natural product line or any small business for that matter?
Something that we've already talked about. Doing something that is your passion, something that you love, something that is not going to be a work or a burden or that you hate. That is why I still love, even after 8 years, coming to my shop or planning what I'm going to do is because I have a passion for it. I love it. If you can find what calls to you and do that. And whether, okay, well, that's really an odd thing to do. Okay, how can I make it into a business or how can I make it into a service and start from there and start small. I know I always say that. And my husband's like, no, you got to go big. No, I'm more for let's start small.
Yeah, it's safer to start small.
It's safe. Trust me.
I'm not a big risk taker.
Right. That's the same thing with the new store is he's the big push behind the bigger store. But he's like, look, you've done it for almost 8 years, small. And he said, and you've done great. But he's like, it's time to go a little bit bigger.
And change is scary.
It changes scary. So, yes, and that, getting out of your comfort zone, things like that. Those are the things that I would tell people starting any kind. And staying true to yourself and understanding that not everybody is going to like what you do,
right?
Appreciate what you do, or even like you. And that's okay. And at my age now, I've learned that, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay that I might not be somebody's cup of tea.
Yes.
Whether that's business or personal. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that now.
Yeah, and that was a hard thing for me to take because I don't like the idea of someone not liking me, especially for no reason at all. And that happens. Oh, my gosh, that happens far more than we even realize. But a line that I've used, not a very motivational or inspirational line, from the moment my oldest son when he first told me he hated me, kids, was take a number. I was like, take a number because you're not the only one. And so whenever I hear, people like, well, they don't like you, tell them to take a number, get in line.
And that's okay.
I'm okay with that. I'm doing, I have to focus on what I find passionate and how I'm helping the world with that passion. And is
I
it
can
benefiting my
sleep at
family? Yes. Yeah, we were talking politics like that, and we're not going to go into politics, but what helps you sleep better at night?
Right.
It's not who I think is going to win. It's I sleep better at night voting for this. This is just,
and
it benefits my family.
And what you do and what you say, and that is what is the most important. And if you can live with yourself and you can sleep at night, that's okay. That if somebody didn't like you or didn't like your product or liked somebody else's product better, that's okay. And I am so glad. I'm glad that you found something that works for you and that is what you need. That's what I'm happy for. And whether that's mine or somebody else's, it's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. How can listeners find your products and support your business? I mean, aside from showing up in your shop
Yes, you can come down to 957 West Avenue.
Yeah, don't go there thinking you're going to get your liquor and wine.
Yes.
It's not Jan's anymore. Even though Jan's, their new building, I went in because we were making pina coladas during the, I think it was the 4th. And so we had to go in there for a little rum. Very nice building.
It is gorgeous.
And it's such a blessing that they have a nice building now because they left their nice building for you guys.
I know. I'm so excited. I wake up every day and I was like, that's mine. That's mine.
It's good to wake up and be thankful for something.
A blessing. And
Yes.
seeing everything is a blessing. Yes, I'm working 12, 14 hours right now. But that's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's better than not working.
I've told my husband that I'm like, man, I am exhausted. I'm burning the midnight oil. Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful.
Yes.
But I love what I do. That kind of thing. I get it.
And
so they can go to your store.
They can go to my store. They can go to my website, naturallysassy.com. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Which is run by Lauren Hutchins Media.
Yes, ma'am. And you can also find me at festivals. And some of the festivals here locally.
That was my next question.
Yes, there will be some, and I'll probably get them out of order. But let's see here. Of course, we're going to have the Homestead Apple Festival this fall.
Awesome.
I'll be at 127. And that one, I'll be located across from Vegas Steakhouse up on the hill. That's where
I know where
usually
that's
am.
at. Yes.
So I'll be there. Oh, and I also always do the county fair. So I'll be at the county fair, and then I will also be at Fall Creek Falls.
Okay.
They have a festival. And so those are some of the local ones that I'll be in. And then, of course, in the fall, I'll be up in Pigeon Forge for pretty much the whole month of November.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So do they do like a big show festival
They do
there?
it in the Patriots Park.
Okay.
And so we'll be up there. And, of course, all the little other places will be down in Georgia. And I think I'm going to Kentucky next weekend. So, we'd go different places.
And you guys take that big van that says Naturally Sassy. I saw when it got wrapped. It looks so pretty.
Thank you. That was one of the things that in your head, you see it. And it's like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I got something that big. And that, I don't want to say gaudy is not the word. It is in your face. Hello, hi, I'm Becky Simons, and I have Naturally Sassy Soaps.
Yes. But how useful has that van been to you?
It has been so useful.
I bet it has.
Oh, my gosh.
And when you guys pull up, does anyone think it's anything else? No, they know it's Naturally Sassy.
And you wouldn't believe how many times we have been stopped and all over the country. It's like, oh, really? That's cool. Or I seen it parked someplace, and it was big enough to see what it was, and I was able to Google you and find out that you were at this show, so this is why I'm here.
Right.
Or we were at a show in Alabama the other weekend, and somebody parked next to me, and they're like, oh, yeah, we've seen that van. We had to find it. A soaper? That big? So, yeah, sometimes it's like one of those aha moments. It's like, I've made it. I've got a van.
Yeah, this van has been very beneficial in so many ways that I didn't even think it would be.
Right.
That's great.
But it's crazy, and I can't wait for the signs on the building to be put in. Those will be installed hopefully soon.
Yeah, and you guys, of course, we'll have this podcast. It comes out about a month after we do interviews, and you guys are having your, by the time everyone hears this, your grand opening at your new location is this weekend, which was actually July
8th through the 14th.
8th through the 14th. So you guys are in the throes of your grand opening right now.
Yes.
I wish I'd known that. I would have had you guys on last month, so it would have been out in time. But no, that's okay, because we still want everyone to know, what you guys are doing, how it benefits their lives, if they can order your product, where you guys are going to have your vendor stops at. May not be Bonnaroo next year.
If I get my way, it'll be in Plant City, Florida for their Strawberry Festival.
Oh, how nice.
That is a bucket list, and so that's on my list of places to go.
What has been your favorite festival to go? This is not even, what has been your, I guess, most memorable festival that you've sat up at?
I enjoy we do in Knoxville, we do a festival, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Rossini Opera.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We do that festival.
Oh, fantastic.
And we have a great time. So
Very
many different
culturally diverse.
Yes.
I love it.
This year, they had done something different. It usually was just a one-day show. They made it into a 2-day show, and it was awesome. And we thought we were in the worst place possible to vend, and it was next to the stage.
Oh.
And we were so wrong. Luckily, the speaker was pointing away from us, so we
Right.
did. But we got to see all these different performances.
Oh,
From opera being sung to a cappella to bands and things. And we had the best time. I mean, my husband and I are sitting there singing and dancing, and people are in the booth and they're singing and they're having a great time. So far this year, I would say that was our best show. We just enjoyed it so much.
It sounds like it worked out perfectly.
It worked out great. Like I said, just a great time. Enjoyed it. My husband and I both, we love music. We're very eclectic, from listening to opera and classical music to rap. So a Rossini Festival like that in Bonnaroo, we're really honestly up our alley because we appreciate all music. And so it's good.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners today?
No, man.
Just come and shop at our place.
Come and shop and enjoy.
Naturally
and smell.
sassy. It's so naturally sassy and smelly and pretty. And she does honeysuckle, guys. Now, one thing you guys actually have, and I don't know if you would call it a perfume, but you guys make some sort of a perfume. It's not 100% natural, but it's natural enough.
Right.
Like you said, it just it's going to match someone's journey.
Yeah, it's going to match somebody's journey. But yes, we do perfumes, and we do laundry detergents and candles. So
I know I've used everything. I've used not everything, but because I haven't used your beard oil. I typically keep that, plucked. I don't want to have to use an oil on it.
Yeah.
Love hormones. Like I've used everything between your sugar scrub, your lotions, your soaps. I have a little chicklet left of my honeysuckle soap, which is why I'm desperate. Did you guys used to have a charcoal
tooth powder?
Yes. I tried that.
Yep. I even made travel bags when we went to Bonnaroo that had shampoo bars and then oatmeal and honey soap, a tooth powder, toothpaste.
Because how many people are showing up at Bonnaroo and forgot to pack that stuff?
And I was selling them like you wouldn't believe.
I bet they sold like hot cakes.
That and the deodorant.
Oh, there you go.
That one.
Hygiene was probably your biggest. Yes. That was a big selling point for Bonnaroo. Becky, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Melissa.
And I wish you so much luck with Naturally Sassy. Like I said, I love smelling good. I'm not quite the natural person, but I do know that there are a lot of people that do rely heavily on natural products. And I do hope that if they are listening, please check out Naturally Sassy. They are natural. And if you are in a journey of going natural, they try to meet you in that journey. Like I said, I'm not a natural person, but they've met me in my journey just because they smell good. But yeah, everyone check out their website. Go to their new store, which is where Jan's Liquor and Wine used to be, but it's on the corner of West Avenue and Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
Very busy intersection, but it's a much bigger store. And you guys are going to be doing some incredible things at your new location because it's bigger. And I can't wait to see what comes of your new location.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You have a blessed day.
When you're coming down, it's right off Interstate 40. It's my beloved hometown, Crossville, Tennessee. And when I leave, I feel so sad, not just because of mom and dad. It's for my love of hometown, Crossville, Tennessee.
Looking for the perfect gift for someone you love? Perhaps you're in search of something unique to treat yourself. Discover the beauty of uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry. Locally owned and crafted with love, our collection features rings, bracelets, keychains, and pendants made from durable aluminum and paired with natural beads. Enjoy necklaces on sterling silver-plated chains and earrings with sterling silver hooks for a touch of elegance. Each piece is hand-stamped, and one of a kind, making it uniquely yours. Plus, we offer custom orders, and we ship nationwide. Find us on Facebook and Instagram today and fall in love with your perfect piece, uniquely created just for you. Uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry in Crossville. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of What's Up Crossville. We want to give a shout out to the amazing sponsors for their support. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Leave us a review, and don't forget to share this episode with a friend. For more information about What's Up Crossville, visit us at whatsupcrossville.com. There, you can find upcoming episodes, resources mentioned in the episode, and even recommend future guests. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the individual speakers and do not represent the policy or positions of this show, its related entities, advertisers, or the Southern Spitfire brand. While our discussions may cover a variety of topics, the content of What's Up Crossville is intended to inform, inspire, and entertain. It should not be used as a substitute for professional advice. For medical, financial, legal, or other professional advice, we encourage our listeners to seek the expertise of a licensed professional who can provide personalized guidance. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of What's Up Crossville.